Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to all of you. Today I stand before you to talk about something so valuable yet so often taken for granted. Something we all have but not all of us use wisely, and that is time. Time is the most precious gift we have. And yet so often we fail to recognize its value until it's already slipping away from us. We live each day as if we are promised an eternity. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we really have. We are so busy chasing things that seem urgent but are rarely important. We fill our hours with distractions, with complaints, with waiting for a better moment, a better opportunity, while time silently moves forward, never pausing, never slowing down, never turning back. Have you ever stopped for a moment and truly thought about what time means? It's not just a number on a clock, not just the hands that move around a circle. Time is life itself. It is the invisible thread weaving the fabric of our existence. Every second that passes is a second of our life that we can never get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose possessions and buy them again. But time, once gone, is lost forever. I often think about the moments in life that we take for granted. We are so caught up in our plans for tomorrow, for next week, for next year, that we forget the only time we truly own is now. Right now, this very moment. But we keep postponing things that truly matter. We postpone happiness. We postpone kindness. We postpone love. We tell ourselves, I'll spend more time with my family when I'm less busy. Or I'll follow my passion when the time is right. Or I'll take care of my health when I have more time. But life is unpredictable. What if that time never comes? I learned this in a way I never expected. One moment I was full of plans and dreams. And in the next, everything changed. Life threw me into a situation where I realized how fragile and uncertain it can be. In that moment, when everything seemed to stand still, I understood something powerful. Every second is a gift. A gift that should never be wasted. We often live as if we are immortal, as if we have all the time in the world. But we don't. And that realization, as painful as it may be, can also be the most liberating, because it reminds us to live fully, to appreciate the present, to stop waiting and start doing. Think about it. How many opportunities have we missed because we thought we had more time? How many dreams have we left on hold, waiting for a better day? How many moments with our loved ones have we postponed, thinking there will always be another chance? And how many regrets have we gathered because we let time slip through our fingers without realizing it? Time is also the greatest equalizer. No matter who you are, where you live, how rich or poor you may be, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What makes a difference is how we choose to use those hours. Some people spend their time building dreams, learning, growing, becoming the best versions of themselves. Others spend it complaining, comparing, doubting, and delaying. At the end of the day, it's not about how much time we had, but how wisely we used it. In our educational journey, time plays an even greater role. As students, as learners, this phase of your life is not going to last forever. Right now, you have the chance to learn, to grow, to build the foundation of your future. The books you read today, the skills you practice today, the knowledge you gain today, it's all an investment in who you will become tomorrow. But if you waste this time, it's not just days you lose, it's opportunities. It's potential. It's the future you could have created. I always say, don't wait for life to teach you the value of time in a harsh way. Learn it now. Understand it now. Because time is not patient. It will not wait for you to be ready. It keeps moving, whether you're using it or wasting it. And while it moves, it silently shapes your life, your destiny. People often ask me, what's the secret to success, to happiness, to fulfillment? And I say, it's in how you spend your time. If you spend it on things that uplift you, that bring meaning to your life, that help you serve others, you will find joy. But if you spend it chasing things that don't matter, or worse, if you waste it altogether, you will find emptiness. And remember, spending time wisely doesn't always mean being busy. It means being present. It means giving your attention fully to what matters. It means taking time to listen, to understand, to care. It means investing time in your dreams, but also in your relationships, in your health, in your inner peace. Sometimes we think we're saving time by rushing through things, by multitasking, by always being in a hurry. But the truth is, we often lose time when we fail to focus on what's important. Slowing down and being present in the moment can be the most valuable use of our time. There's a quote that says, time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once it's lost, you can never get it back. And that's the reality. So ask yourself, how are you spending this gift you've been given? Are you honoring it? Are you wasting it? We all have dreams. We all have goals. We all want to make something of our lives, but dreams don't come true by magic. They come true when we dedicate our time and effort to making them a reality. Time is the soil in which we plant the seeds of our future. If we neglect it, nothing grows. But if we nurture it with care, with consistency, with love, beautiful things blossom. So today I urge you, don't waste your time. Value it, cherish it. Use it to become the person you're meant to be. Because the greatest tragedy is not running out of time, it's having time and not using it wisely. And always remember, time is not something we manage. It's something we live. Live it with purpose. Live it with passion. Live it with gratitude. Wasting time is, in essence, wasting life. It might sound harsh, but when you truly reflect on it, you will realize how deeply true it is. Every second we are given is not just a unit of time. On a clock, it's a slice of our existence. It's a moment of life itself. And when we let time pass us by without purpose, without intention, without growth, we are letting life pass us by. We are wasting opportunities that may never come again. I want you to think about this. Life is made up of moments. Some moments we remember for the rest of our lives, moments of joy, moments of success, moments of love. But how often do we consider the small, ordinary moments? The hours that seem unimportant. The minutes we casually throw away thinking we have plenty more. These moments are life too. And if we let them slip away unnoticed, unappreciated, and unused, we are wasting something incredibly precious. People often believe that wasting time is harmless. It's just a few minutes, we tell ourselves. It's just one day. But what we fail to realize is that those minutes turn into hours, those hours into days, and those days into years. And before we know it, large pieces of our life have been spent doing things that add no value to who we are, no value to what we can become. It's not about keeping yourself busy all the time. It's about understanding that each second holds potential to grow, to learn, to connect, to be better than you were yesterday. There is something deeply powerful in recognizing that every moment is an opportunity. Imagine what would happen if you treated each day as a gift. If you woke up each morning asking yourself, what can I do with the time I have today that will make my life, and maybe even the life of someone else, better? How would you choose to spend your hours if you knew they were your most valuable possession? We often think that the people who succeed in life, those who achieve great things, have some secret we don't. But the truth is simpler than we think. They respect their time. They don't waste it. They invest it. They understand that time is like a currency. You can spend it on things that will give you returns, learning, growth, self-improvement, or you can spend it on things that leave you empty. In the end, the choice is always yours. Wasting time isn't always about sitting idle or doing nothing. Sometimes wasting time looks like spending hours comparing yourself to others on social media. Sometimes it looks like engaging in meaningless gossip. Sometimes it looks like holding on to anger or grudges that drain your energy and take away your peace. Sometimes wasting time means doubting yourself over and over again, instead of taking action toward your goals. It's important to understand that every second you waste in negativity, in fear, in procrastination, is a second you could have used to build a better life for yourself. Every time you put off learning something new, you delay your own growth. Every time you choose comfort over effort, you miss an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. We live in a world full of distractions, notifications buzzing every second, endless content designed to keep us hooked, to keep us scrolling, to keep us busy but not productive. And the saddest part is that we often fall into this trap without realizing it. We waste time in small ways, but over time, those small wastes accumulate into something much bigger, the wasted potential of a life. Think about how many times you've said, I'll do it tomorrow. How many times you've thought, I still have time. And then realize how many times tomorrow never came. How many opportunities you let slip away because you thought you had more time to act. Life doesn't always give us a second chance. And even when it does, we are not the same person we were when we first had the chance. The time has changed, and so have we. I speak about this not just from a place of knowledge, but from personal experience. There were times in my life when I thought I had forever to do the things I wanted. to say the things I needed to say, to become the person I dreamed of becoming. And then life taught me a hard lesson: we don't have forever. Sometimes we don't even have tomorrow. And that's why I say with all my heart, don't waste your time. Because when you waste time, you waste life. But here's the beautiful part. It's never too late to start valuing your time. You don't have to wait for a life-changing event to wake you up. You can decide right now that your time matters. You can decide to use it wisely starting from this moment. Choose to learn something new every day. Choose to read books that expand your mind. Choose to have conversations that deepen your understanding. Choose to spend time with people who uplift you and inspire you to grow. Time is also a gift you can give to others. When you listen to someone without distractions, when you help someone without rushing, when you show up fully for someone who needs you, you are giving them your time, and that is one of the greatest gifts you can offer. Use your time to make a difference in someone's life, no matter how small it may seem. Because in the end, it's not about how long we live, but about how well we use the time we are given. Life is a series of choices. Every day, every hour, you are making choices about how to spend your time. Make choices that honor your life. Make choices that reflect the person you want to become. And if you ever find yourself wasting time, don't be harsh with yourself. Recognize it, learn from it, and gently bring yourself back to the present. Because the present is where life happens. The present is where growth happens. The present is where you can make a change. So I ask you, what will you do with the time you have? Will you let it slip away, or will you use it to create something beautiful? Will you waste it in regret, or will you spend it in hope? Every second holds the potential for learning and growth. Every second is a chance to write a new story. Don't waste it. Live it, cherish it, and make it count. Life is unpredictable. That's the truth that I don't want to face, but it's a reality none of us can escape. We walk through our days making plans, setting goals, believing that everything will unfold the way we imagined. We tell ourselves that we have time, that tomorrow will be waiting for us, just as today was. We assume we will have another chance, another opportunity, another moment to do the things we've always wanted to do. But life has its own plans. And sometimes it reminds us in ways we least expect that time is not something we own. It is something we are gifted. And that gift can be taken away at any moment. I have met many people who spend their lives waiting. Waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for when they feel ready. And in that waiting, they watch their dreams slip further and further away. They watch as days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. And one day, they look back and realize that they have spent more time waiting than living. They held back from chasing their dreams because they believed there would always be more time. But life is unpredictable. And sometimes later becomes never. We live under the illusion of control. We think if we just work hard enough, plan carefully enough, and wait patiently enough, life will deliver exactly what we want at exactly the time we expect. But the truth is, life often takes turns we never saw coming. It changes without warning. It tests us, surprises us, challenges us. One moment you are standing strong, and the next the ground beneath you shifts. And in those moments, we come to understand that time is not infinite. Life doesn't promise us the luxury of tomorrow. It only offers us this moment right here, right now. If you have a dream in your heart, something you want to do, something you feel deeply about, then don't wait. Don't put it off for some distant future when everything will be perfect. Because perfection is a myth. The perfect time will never come. What you have is today. And the decision to take one small step toward your dream can be made right now. It doesn't matter if you don't have it all figured out. It doesn't matter if you're afraid. What matters is that you begin. Because every journey, no matter how great, starts with a single step. I know what it feels like to have life change in an instant. One moment, I was living the life I had carefully planned, and the next, everything was different. And in that moment, I realized how much time I had spent waiting to be ready, waiting for the right moment. But life didn't wait for me. It moved on, whether I was ready or not. And I made a promise to myself then, I would never again waste time waiting for life to be perfect. I would live now. I would dream now. I would take action now. We cannot control what life will bring. But we can control how we choose to respond. We can choose to make the most of the time we are given. We can choose to honor our dreams by taking them seriously and giving them our time, our energy, our focus. We can choose to stop postponing our happiness, our growth, and our purpose. There is no greater regret than looking back and realizing you didn't live the life you wanted because you were always waiting. Waiting until you had more money, waiting until you had more time, waiting until you had more courage. But what if you never get more? What if all you have is what you have now? And what if that is enough to begin? I have met people who were certain they had years to pursue their dreams, but life had other plans. Some of them ran out of time. Some of them lost their health. Some of them lost people they loved. And all of them said the same thing. I wish I had started sooner. We always think there will be another chance, another tomorrow. But sometimes we only get one chance. Sometimes we only get this moment. If you have the chance to learn something new, learn it. If you have the opportunity to meet someone who inspires you, meet them. If you have the chance to say something kind, to forgive, to love, to express your gratitude, do it now. Because life is fragile. And while it is unpredictable, it is also beautiful. It offers us the gift of the present moment over and over again. And each time we receive that gift, we have the choice to make it meaningful or to let it pass unnoticed. Chasing your dreams doesn't mean you have to take massive leaps every day. Sometimes it's the small steps that make the biggest difference. Writing one page of the book you want to write. Practicing one new skill. Having one meaningful conversation. Taking one deep breath and reminding yourself that you are alive and that in itself is a reason to act. I have learned that we are often stronger than we think we are. We can endure more than we ever imagined. And we can achieve things we once thought impossible. But we can only do this if we decide to use our time wisely. If we decide not to wait for life to hand us the perfect conditions, but to create them ourselves with what we have. The unpredictability of life can be frightening, yes, but it can also be freeing. It can remind us that we have nothing to lose by trying, by starting, by daring to dream. Because waiting for certainty is often just another form of fear. And fear will steal our time if we let it. So don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the unpredictability of life stop you from living it fully. Let it push you forward. Let it remind you that your time is now. You are not too young. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be to take the next step toward your dream. And if life surprises you, and it will know that you are capable of rising to meet it. Know that you are capable of adapting, of growing, of continuing forward, even when the path changes. Life's unpredictability is not something to fear. It is something to respect, something to acknowledge, and something that can inspire you to make the most of the time you are given. Don't wait for life to slow down or make sense before you begin. Begin now. Begin with courage, even if it's only a little. Begin with hope, even if it feels fragile. And trust that by using your time wisely, you are honoring this unpredictable, beautiful life you've been given. Because the greatest tragedy is not that life is unpredictable. The greatest tragedy is letting that unpredictability paralyze you into wasting the precious time you have. Chase your dreams before it's too late. Live fully while you can. And let your life be a story you're proud to tell, no matter what twists and turns it takes. Time is the most precious resource we are given in life. It is far more valuable than money, more precious than any material possession. And yet it is something we often take for granted. We live our lives as though time is unlimited, as though we have an endless supply of tomorrows. But the truth is, once time is lost, it never comes back. There's no way to reclaim the seconds, minutes, hours, or years we let slip away. They are gone forever, and no matter how much we wish for them to return, they never will. This is why it is so important to value time, to honor it, and to use it wisely. Many people realize the value of time when it is already too late. They look back at years spent procrastinating, doubting themselves, making excuses, and they are filled with regret. They wish they had spent more time chasing their dreams, more time with loved ones, more time doing things that truly mattered. But wishing cannot bring time back. It cannot reverse the clock or offer second chances. And that is one of the most painful lessons life can teach us. Imagine for a moment that time was something you could see, a treasure you held in your hands. Would you carelessly let it slip through your fingers? Would you toss it aside, thinking you had plenty more to spare? Or would you hold it close, protect it, and invest it wisely? If we could see time the way we see money or possessions, perhaps we would be more careful with it. But because it is invisible, because its passing is silent, we often fail to notice how much of it we are losing until it is already gone. Think of all the moments in a day. From the time we wake up until we go to bed, we are given the gift of hours that can be used for something meaningful. Yet how often do we let those hours pass without purpose? How often do we find ourselves caught in distractions, scrolling endlessly on our phones, engaging in conversations that lead nowhere, or dwelling on worries and fears that paralyze us? Every time we choose to waste time on things that don't add value to our lives, we are losing something we can never get back. Time lost is an opportunity lost. It is a chance to grow, to learn, to connect, to love, that we will never have again in exactly the same way. There may be other opportunities, but they will not be the same. They will not come with the same conditions, the same people, or the same potential. This is why we must be present in our lives. We must be aware of the choices we are making in every moment, because those choices determine how we are spending our most valuable resource. There is a saying, time and tide wait for none. No matter who you are, no matter how rich or powerful, you cannot stop time. You cannot slow it down or speed it up. It moves forward always, whether you are ready or not. And while this can feel overwhelming, it can also be empowering, because it reminds us that we have the ability to choose how we use our time. We may not be able to control time itself, but we can control our actions within it. I have often met people who say, if only I had more time. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how we use them. Some people fill those hours with purpose, passion, and effort. They wake up every day and ask themselves, how can I make today meaningful? They understand that time is limited, and they treat each day as a gift. Others let the days pass by without much thought, believing there is always tomorrow to do what should be done today. But tomorrow is never promised. There are people who went to bed last night believing they had all the time in the world, and they never woke up. There are people who plan to tell someone they love them tomorrow, to pursue their dream tomorrow, to apologize tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. And this is why we must live our lives fully today. We must not postpone what truly matters, because time, once lost, is lost forever. We must also learn to respect the time of others. When we waste someone else's time by being careless, by being unkind, by not valuing their presence, we are taking away something from them that they can never recover. Time is a gift we give to each other. When someone spends time with you, they are giving you a piece of their life. We should honor that gift by being fully present, by listening, by caring, and by making those moments meaningful. Respecting time also means understanding when to let go. There are times when we hold on to things, relationships, situations, regrets that no longer serve us. We spend precious time clinging to the past, reliving old wounds, and wishing things were different. But all the time we spend living in the past takes away from the time we have in the present. And the present is where life is happening. We cannot change the past, and we cannot predict the future, but we can choose to live in the now. We can choose to make this moment count. The first have learned, often through pain, that time does not heal everything. What heals is how we choose to use our time. If we spend it in bitterness, we will remain bitter. If we spend it in forgiveness, in love, in kindness, we can heal and grow. Time alone is not enough. It is how we fill that time that makes the difference. There will always be challenges. There will always be distractions. But the people who live fulfilling lives are not those who have perfect circumstances. They are those who make the most of their time despite their circumstances. They find a way to move forward, to learn, to give, to grow, because they understand the true value of time. It is not about rushing through life or being busy for the sake of being busy. It is about being intentional, about asking yourself, is what I am doing right now adding value to my life or the life of someone else? It is about choosing quality over quantity, about focusing on what matters most. There is a beautiful peace that comes from knowing you are using your time well. You sleep better. You live with fewer regrets. You feel a sense of purpose. And when your time on this earth comes to an end, as it will for all of us, you can look back and know you lived fully. You can know you didn't waste the moments you were given. Time lost never returns. We cannot get back the days we spent doubting ourselves, the moments we spent in fear, the opportunities we let pass because we were too afraid to try. But we can make a new choice today. We can decide that from this moment forward, we will value our time as the precious gift it is. We will respect it. We will use it to build a life of meaning, love, and purpose. Because at the end of the day, how we spend our time is how we spend our lives. And our lives are far too precious to waste. There is something very silent, very sneaky that steals away our most precious resource, and we often do not realize it until it is too late. That thief is procrastination. Procrastination quietly takes over our minds and our lives, convincing us that it is okay to delay, that tomorrow is a better time, that we can wait to do the things we know we need to do. And while we delay, while we postpone, while we keep saying, I will do it later, life keeps moving forward. Time does not wait. Opportunities do not wait. And when we finally look back, we realize that the chances we once had have slipped through our fingers because we chose to wait. I have often wondered why so many of us fall into this trap of procrastination. Sometimes it is fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. Sometimes it is the illusion of comfort. We tell ourselves that we are resting or taking a break. But deep inside, we know that we are avoiding something important. And sometimes it is simply the belief that we have plenty of time. We think that tomorrow, next week, next year, we will be more prepared, more capable, more inspired. But the truth is, waiting does not make us better prepared. Action does. Movement does. Taking the first step, even when we are unsure, is what leads us to growth and readiness. Procrastination is dangerous because it feels harmless. We think, what is the harm in waiting one more day? But days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, and then into years. We lose precious time thinking we are waiting for the perfect moment, but perfection is an illusion. The perfect moment never arrives. The only moment we truly have is now. And when we keep putting things off, we are not just delaying tasks, we are delaying our dreams, our growth, our life's purpose. When we procrastinate, we give away control of our lives. We hand over our power to uncertainty and inaction. We allow fear to make decisions for us. And before we know it, procrastination becomes a habit, a way of life. It becomes easier and easier to say, I'll do it tomorrow, and harder to take action today. This cycle creates regret. We look back and wish we had started earlier. Wish we had used our time better. Wish we had believed in ourselves when we had the chance. I remember a time in my life when I thought I had endless time to pursue my dreams. I thought I could always do it later. But life had other plans. Life showed me that things can change in an instant, and that the opportunities we take for granted today may not be there tomorrow. That experience taught me that procrastination is not just about losing time, it's about losing possibilities. It's about losing the chance to create something beautiful, to make an impact, to live with purpose. We often think that we need to feel motivated to take action. But motivation does not always come first. Sometimes action leads to motivation. Sometimes when we take that first small step, we find the energy and inspiration we were waiting for. It's like standing at the edge of a swimming pool, hesitant to jump in because the water looks cold. But the moment you take the leap, you realize it wasn't as difficult as you thought. And soon, you are swimming with ease. Procrastination keeps us standing at the edge, too afraid to jump, convincing ourselves that it's not the right time. But the truth is, we must leap first. We must act first. Procrastination also affects our confidence. Every time we delay, we reinforce the belief that we are not ready or capable. We start doubting ourselves more and more. But when we take action, even small action, we build confidence. We prove to ourselves that we can do it. We create momentum. And momentum is powerful. It turns hesitation into determination. It turns fear into courage. It turns dreams into reality. I have met so many talented, gifted people who have incredible ideas, who have the potential to do amazing things. But they are stuck in procrastination. They keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions. And while they wait, others who are less talented but more willing to act move forward. Life rewards action, not intention. It rewards those who take the risk of starting, not those who endlessly plan but never begin. One of the greatest lies procrastination tells us is that we are not ready. But readiness is not something we find. It's something we create. We become ready by doing. We become stronger by trying. And even if we fail, we learn. We grow. We become better.